the head coach of the Razorbacks, John Calipari, along with two of his players, returnees, DJ Wagner and Trevin Brazil. Wasn't that, the media knows everything, right? Isn't that, no?
Who? What? and we're trying to, like, last year we went 0-5 to start the league. We couldn't listen to the media or anybody else, so we weren't going to survive. And they know everything's about performance on the court. Whatever they think, if they think we're good or bad, really has no bearing. But these guys coming back makes us a better team. We got 4 that came back that were really instrumental in our run at the end of the year.
Cal, I got to ask you this because you've accomplished so many things and given so much to the game. You were the ones that started the pro day when people were like, what is he doing, starting the pro day? You started the one and done, the national champions, the Final Fours. What are you most proud of at this point of your career?
That we've kind of stuck to, we're about the players. And I know everybody, you're just saying stuff. Well, if we stay transformational, I can still do this. I feel good. They say biologically I'm 48, so I'm good. But I'm like, if it gets transactional, I tell these guys, if it's transactional, I'm done. And we've done a lot, but as long as it stays that way, that I can help these two and the other players on our team, help them get where they're trying to go. Now, winning is a big part of it. If we win at a high level, everybody eats.
Yeah.
And if we're not, because we're not together and connected, they hurt each other.
Yeah.
So that's my job. This team, we're not that good right now, but we've got good players and we got talent, but we're not that good right now.
How often do you remind you guys of this behind closed doors when there's no media around?
Ooh, we had a good film day.
Did you?
We had a good film day the other day. He always reminds us, just keeping us on our toes, just making sure we always ready. We always ready to compete, and we never comfortable. Making sure we never get too comfortable, never complacent. So, yeah.
DJ, I'm curious about you this time last year. You go from Kentucky to Arkansas. Like he said, you start out 0-5.
Right.
And what did they say? They said they did everything but put the nail on the coffin.
Well, they threw us in there and they closed the top. They just didn't nail it, so we kind of kicked it open.
You kicked it open. You kicked the dirt off. What was that like for you at that point, and then advancing like you did in the NCAA tournament?
It was great. It was great. I wouldn't change none of it. Just being able to share it with the group of guys we had, with my teammates and with our coaches, with our coaching staff. It was great for all of us, I think, and, Coach did a great job, every day reminding us to keep our heads up, to keep fighting and, just taking it one day at a time. And, he always said it, when everybody else was saying, like, it was over and stuff like that, Coach always said it, like, we was going to break through. Eventually we did. Definitely as a competitor, I wish we could have made it farther, but it was good, and I wouldn't change none of it.
Yeah, look, this might be the year you do it. Trevin, you've been around this game, this league for a while now, whether it's Missouri or at Arkansas. I was reading the other day where it's kind of been a different approach through the offseason for you in some way. Take us through that. Why has it felt different, and in what ways has that benefited you?
I would say it felt different because, the way last year ended and, how I was playing and how we were playing as a team, that's what makes it different. Also, this is my last year, so just going out there, not thinking much, just playing, falling back on my training. I'm comfortable out there. I'm confident, so just going into the season like that.
Coach, you see any difference in him?
Oh, yeah. You saw it. He smiled. I walked in, and I say, finally, I can see you smiling. I've never seen your smile. I want him to have a ball playing. Listen, he should be a double-double with 4 to 5 blocks every game. And if he's not giving us what he's capable of giving us. He's either floating on the perimeter or just going through. I told him the other day, if you're not involved, you come to me and say, Coach, get me the ball. And then I'm going to ask you where, because you just took it off me and put it on you. I'm happy. And so he's capable defensively, offensively. I was really happy he came back, let me tell you, for me and for him, because I see him being one of those guys. Now, the league the media haven't picked him that way. They think there's a bunch of players better than him. I got to see these dudes. I mean, I'm coaching this guy.
Yeah.
Cal, I'll go back because you mentioned the state of this league. I remember you just talked to Greg Sankey talking about 16 years, man. 16 years in the SEC, but you've seen the ebbs and flows. What was it like for you to see the SEC get a national championship for the first time since you got the last one?
Well, you know what's crazy? When we first got in this league, there was only 3 or 4 teams in the tournament. And I'd lie and say, we deserve 7. No, we didn't. And now you go last year where even the teams that were at the bottom of this league were really good.
Yeah.
And they fought. And they had some NBA players on it. They were really good. I can't imagine this year will be as good, but it's still going to be as good as any team, any league in the country. And so, yeah, it went from that over a period of time. Well, part of it was the investment in basketball. We may have driven it from what we were doing and how we were doing things.
Right.
But then commitments to coaches, paying guys the right way, and then commitments to facilities, doing all that. That changed this league. And my thing is we can't let the NIL take us back. We can't. I've been there. I was here when it was down there. And I was lying and doing whatever I could to help anybody I could in the league because I didn't want to play 8 games that if you lost any of the 8, it killed you.
Right.
You had to win every game back then. And so it's good, but we got good players. I'm happy with the team I have.
You were telling us before we started this, you kind of went back. First of all, 34th season overall, which I saw that. I'm like, dang.
What?
Yeah,
I started when I was 14. Come on.
You said biologically 48, so that adds up. But you said you kind of went back to the 90s for occasional practice, right? For a practice the other day. What was that like? DJ,
I gotta ask.
Okay.
So we started what I call 2020s. Brutal. It is from my 90s days. And I do it. It's not. I'm doing the condition, not the weight strength coach. He called his dad and said, "What's this new workout he's gonna do?" What'd your dad say?
2020s, he just started talking. He started going on and on. He just started giving.
You better hope he's not.
What's the 2020?
Oh my God, we're not telling. That's trade secrets. But let me just tell you, it's as much mental. Would you say?
100%. 100%.
Sure.
Really?
It's only a 20-minute workout. How
Right.
hard could it be?
Yeah, right. That's what everybody said.
What are you doing 20 times in that 20 minutes? You're not going to tell us.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
All my former players, they all know,
They know.
and they had to go through it. And I said, this team, I want us mentally tougher because as the season went on, because we went through that 0-5, because we lost leading scores, it changed the mentality of the team because they stuck together because we had good guys. And we put the ball in his hand. And they all know playing with him, if you're open, he ain't selfish. I need him to be a little more aggressive. I need him to search out some shots that he can get. But they all know if they're with DJ, he's going to do this. I need the other kid on the end. He got to be that guy. I'm not settling for him to be a good player. He's better than that. But it's hard. That means you got to be in even better shape. That means you got to lead your team. So
Yeah.
What's that mean, be that guy, to you, when he says that he needs you to be that guy?
I mean, just like that. I mean, there's only a certain amount of guys that can go out there and, prove that they're different each game. And, just me being one of those guys, I know I can do it. Coach believes in me to do it. So,
Trevin, you are one of the veterans. You talked about this as your last year. Whether it's Nick Pringle's one of your transfer, Darius Acuff, you got a lot of dudes on your team.
Yeah.
The coaches always give us coach speak.
yeah.
You tell me, pickup games, who else besides you two is going out there and winning basketball games? Who's the dude on the Razorbacks teams if I was just walking up and see pickup ball?
Well, I mean, we got one right here. I know that.
His
We got
team
DJ.
wins every time?
Yeah, I'm usually on his team, so that's.
Well, who else? Who else that we
I would say everybody competes. We got a lot of competitors, but I can't really. It's hard to throw a whole bunch of names out there. I don't want to.
man.
I don't know what I can
That's
say
a good
here, so
teammate. You're
it's
being a good teammate.
Everybody competes.
Yeah.
This freshman class, one of the best in the country. No, you've done this forever. Obviously, no surprise there. What's the secret to integrating them with established veterans as well?
Well, let me first of all say I'm not going to change what I've done. I'm recruiting freshmen. I know people are not.
Good.
They're recruiting 26-year-olds. I am going to stay with what I do and what I know best. If I'm going to continue to be transformational, you do that with young people. First of all, you got to get them to understand what got you here isn't necessarily going to get you there. And now the other thing that I've told all of them, what you want to show is not what they want to see. Less dribbles. Don't hold the ball. Play harder. Have some spirit about you. Do they want to see cool? Man, he is so cool. They don't want to see that. Neither do I.
Right.
I mean, you got to go compete, and it takes time to get freshmen to do that. A freshman, normally, their whole life, it's been circled around them. They were that good. It was only about them. Now, they got to be a part of a team. And if we're all going to eat, no one's going to average 25 points. They're just not. You can get 25 in a game, and I'm hoping 7 or 8 of us get 25 in a game. You're just not going to average it. Hard for a freshman to give up yet trust. They're going to have to trust us, trust me, trust these guys, trust that you're going to do fine. If we win at a high level, you'll be fine.
And you're expected to win at a high level at Arkansas. You've both been at incredible programs, whether it's Memphis, Kentucky. This is for you, DJ. You went from Kentucky to Arkansas. What would your thoughts be about the Razorback fan base? Because Pat Bradley tells us it's the best of all time. What are your thoughts after being there for a year?
I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. Especially playing in Bud in front of the people, we definitely have a home court advantage. I feel, just being in there, sometimes you can't even hear yourself speak. Let alone hear coach speak in the huddle. So, I mean, it's amazing to just, they always support us no matter what, through the good and the bad. So, I mean, it's just a blessing just to be able to have a great fan base like that, and just to be able to play for them. And, that's another motivating factor for us, just to make them happy and just play hard for them.
Yeah, another year, season tickets sold out. 5th straight year that season tickets have been sold out. You get to be a part of that. They show up for you. If I remember right, and I saw some video of you, thought I saw you wearing 4. We got number change here?
Yeah, no.
What brought that about?
Really no reason behind it.
Oh.
Just wanted to change it up.
7 was just.
My birthday's also on the 7th in January. That's
okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
So Bud Walton, for instance, you make a great play at Bud Walton. Do you take a second to look around? You make sure you're like, don't worry about them. You worry about what's us. Like, do you get to appreciate what's around you?
It just depends the play. Like, sometimes a big play, then there's a timeout, then the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
They start calling the hogs. So, I mean, sometimes you get to take it in, but most times you just worry about the game.
Yeah.
Finally, Cal, your expectations. When your name is attached to any program in college basketball, typically it's national championships, it's Final Fours. You go into this season, what are your expectations this year?
Well, the biggest thing is I've got to hold these guys accountable because we have talent. We do.
Yes,
and
you do.
we got depth. We got a bunch of guys. So I've got a job to do, maybe even more so than a year ago. Last season was keeping them together, letting them know I believed in them. Now they may have to see the other side of me, which is, okay, that is not good enough. I've got to make them uncomfortable. They've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I've got to challenge them. And like I said, we've got to be a great rebounding team. Last year, we were a top 10 defensive team. We got to be that again. We got to be a better passing team. Well, that's all doable. That means you just hold them to that level. If you demand a lot, you'll get a lot. And this is the kind of team, I got to be more demanding than I even was a year ago.
I was going to ask you guys, put into words the grind of the SEC schedule. How do you describe it?
I mean, any given night, you never know. No matter the record the team got, no matter if they ranked or not, you can't even look at that, because it's going to be a fight. Every night is going to be a fight, no matter who you playing, whether it's home or away. So, I mean, it's great. It's great. As a natural competitor, that's the type of conference you want to play in. You want to play in battles every night and want to play against the best of the best. So, I mean, it's great. I'm just happy to be able to be a part of such a great conference.
14 out of 16 last year.
Yeah,
not a bad number, man.
I was thinking earlier, Commissioner Sankey gave Coach Cal's wife Ellen credit for being married to him. Is that hard to be married?
I don't know how I did it. 39 years, man. That princess. She's the princess now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I love it. Thank you guys for coming up here and spending some time with us. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
All right.